Lizzy with Long Distance Gamers, and today I get to be joined by my dear friend Evan from Evan Diesel.
Hey everybody, I'm Evan.
And today we're going to be talking about my top 10 games that I played at Grandcon, the majority of which I played with you, although a few I did not.
So I am fortunate that Grandcon is my hometown con. It is right here in my city.
Which is awesome. I got to stay with you, and then 14-minute drive to the convention center.
Yep. Second year in a row that we've done that, and I think it works out pretty good. Seeing that my job is kind of busy on the holiday weekend where this con falls, I am kind of juggling work and con and trying to play as many games as I can and get done with work as soon as possible. But I think I make it work, kind of.
Yeah. You definitely are very strong because some of those nights you had like 2 hours of sleep.
It was like 4.
Oh, yes, double the amounts. Yes, that's totally enough sleep.
But the point is, we still played a lot of games.
Yes, that we did. Okay. And we are going to be talking extensively about 10 and then a little bit extra. Now, something I do want to note, some of them are new. They came out in 2025. Some might not even be out yet, and some are a little bit on the older side. It's kind of a mixed bag. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a perfect convention experience.
Okay, so my number 10 is a game you introduced us to. It's a very quirky one where you have cards that you're trying to determine which one to play based on what you see everybody else's stats.
I can't believe you put this on your list.
Yes, it is Meat Masters. It came out in 2021, and it's just a weird, quirky one. So what you can see is, like, you can see that you have the lobster, but everybody else gets to see how much fat content, how much calories, how much protein. And so then you can choose, okay, do you want most calories, most protein? Which one do you think you would score based on what you see everyone else? And then, does the lobster have a lot of protein in it? It is weird. It's quirky. I really enjoyed it.
It's such a goofy game. Like it's almost impossible. Like to know. Like how do you know how much calories are in, 100-gram pile of turtle meat? How would you know that? It's just so weird. And it's almost educational because you learn a little bit, and it's kind of like a party game because it's you just kind of make guesses, be surprised, and I don't know. I always have a fun time with it because it's so weird and it's so there's always a lot of laughs, I think.
Yes. Yeah, and then the moment of the reveal, and it's like, oh man, I only had 2 calories in that one.
Right. So my favorite part is when the person is trying to determine which has the highest, whatever fat content, and there's one that's clearly higher than the others. And they don't pick it, and you're like, oh, you should have picked that one. Like, you blew it. But I don't know. It's so stupid, but I think it's fun. And I'm glad you liked it. I'm surprised that made the list, honestly.
Yeah. You picked a great one.
Oh, cool. All right, man.
So my number 9 is also a game you introduced me to. It's also an older one. It's where you're trying to bet money, but not too much money that you have the least amount of money. And you already know what game it is based on that. It's High Society from 1995. I just really enjoyed trying to, is the 12 points really, or I think it only goes up to 10 actually. Is the 10 points really worth $25,000? And would that put me in the lowest amount of money? And what do I hang on to? And then there's those negative ones that you try not to get, and then you just lose all that money. So at what point do you just say, it's not worth any more income on this?
The game is such a fine line that you have to try to walk between getting points, not spending too much money, and not spending too much money, but also getting points. And everyone around the table is trying to do the same thing. So, it's a really clever game. I know you said it came out in 1995,
according to Board Game Geek.
Yeah, okay. This one here is a newer printing of it.
So you brought the rebranded artwork kind.
Yes. I don't know what the original looked like. It probably doesn't look this good.
I don't remember seeing it on Board Game Geek, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, because this is like a newer Osprey Games printing from a few years ago. So,
well, they definitely did a good job because the artwork's fun. I enjoyed it.
Yes, super fun. Yep, and they're like big tarot-sized cards, and you know, for the things you're trying to buy. Yeah, it's a clever bidding game for sure.
Yes, I definitely agree. Okay, so number 8. Guess what? It's another game you introduced me to.
Wow.
So this one, I was surprised that one of the green cards was negative. Didn't know that at the beginning. I was under the assumption that there was only one suit that was negative. And then I end up getting 5 points because I won that green one. And of course, Rebel Princess. It was the deluxe version you showed me, which came out in 2024. Yes. I think the original came out in 2023, if I remember right.
Yes, because it was a Spanish game that got picked up by Bezier. So that's what happened there.
Yeah.
And then they deluxeified it.
Yeah. This one has been on my want to play list for a while. It is now firmly in my want to buy.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because it's really good, right?
It is so good. Sticking someone with all of those Prince cards.
Yeah, it's real satisfying to really you're going to get a bunch of points and you can't stop it.
Exactly. All but one.
Right. So it's based on exactly. So it's based on Hearts, like the game Hearts, with tweaks to the rules and then you have a special power with your princess.
Yeah, which I had a mean one. I basically was able to steal someone's power.
And you kept doing that to me almost every single time, to the point where I needed to do it before you did.
Exactly. It encouraged you to use it before it was wasted for you.
Yeah, so that is and there's a little mini expansion too that was mixed in there that just kind of adds more princesses and adds more of the round rules cards. So
yeah, because those round rules were interesting too.
Yes. Yep. It's fun because you kind of get to do a little bit of drafting, passing cards, and I feel like I don't always pass the right cards. I think okay, and then once I get my hand, I'm like, oh wait a minute, I should have done that differently.
Yeah. I mean, there for a while, you were giving me all the princes.
I started the game really good. I was like, yeah, I'm doing so good at this, and then it just all came crashing down.
Yeah, I think you were within 3 points of me, and I think I was last place, if I remember right.
Okay, I don't remember. Well, maybe I do have that information actually.
Yeah, I could stealthily pull it up.
Oh no, actually I was second. And Missy and I were close, but yeah, you were at the bottom. And Grayson just killed it. But I know he plays Hearts and stuff with his friends, so he's a little more familiar on how to work the game and make it work, than
makes
me.
Sense. Yeah, so he's got the experience.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he does. That's a great game. Definitely, I would say go buy that one. And the expansion.
Yes.
I think
it's
good
promos.
Oh yeah, I guess we do have 2 promos. I don't remember where those came from. Conventions, probably.
I think the mirror one was a promo.
Okay.
If I remember right, it came with a little card to tell you how to do it.
Yes. Yep. Great game. Love it.
Yes, very much so. Now, my number 7 game. This is a game I bought there before I played it because I liked the theme. It's based off of a Mexican man. And you're basically bidding, or you're playing your cards to try to pass on a vote or not pass on a vote to move things up based on your end goals. So, this game is called Don Quixote, the Ingenious Hidalgo.
Yep. Well, it's close enough, I think. Don Quixote, the Ingenious Hidalgo. Yes.
I couldn't pronounce it all weekend, but I really enjoyed the game, was very happy I bought it. And it's part of their book series, so there's going to be like a Moby Dick one that comes out later. Different plays, but I'm still interested because of how good this one is.
Yeah, it was neat. I thought it was neat. I like simultaneous play type card games, and the little like the voting aspect was interesting because you're trying to get the little symbols up the point track and then have as many of those symbols in front of you. So
yeah,
like I kept trying to get certain symbols up early in the game, and I just couldn't seem to do it. But then the second half, the scoring kind of accelerates a little bit.
Yeah,
with
there's
those little rivers. So
yeah.
So if you can time it right, you can, towards the end of the game, really make a push to get the symbols that you want up.
Yeah, like you can go from a 0 to a 2 very easily.
Yes, in the second half.
Yes. First half, not so much. Well,
no,
then there's like the
tougher.
end of game goals where you want this one to be first, this one to be last, or you just want so many in the 1 to 3 range.
Yeah, I am a little concerned about those end of game goals because mine seemed a little bit easier to get more points on than everyone else's.
Yeah, like I think the rest of us were like, oh well, mine's not first, mine's not last, so I get 0 versus you have a few that way.
Yeah, so I don't know if those are 100% balanced, but I think we only played it the once. So.
Yeah, but it was still so much fun. I definitely want to play this one again. Definitely, it's right here, so it can be easily grabbed on a game night.
Yep, that was cool. I'm glad you showed that to us, because I never would have even seen that game anywhere, probably.
Yeah, and I went there because Missy knew I was missing the Mega Foggy Pack for the Core Discovery.
Yes. Yep. And
so
it
went
was the
there to
Surf
buy
and
that.
Meeple booth. Yep.
Yeah.
The Surf and Meeple distributes like a lot of games, so they go to those cons with all kinds of companies' games.
Yeah, and I'm very glad they were there because not only did I get my maps that I was missing, I also got this. So
found a cool game.
Very excited.
Excellent.
Okay. So my number 6 game is a game you introduced me to.
Okay.
It has a very dark theme, I want to say, but it's carried out in a very light manner.
Okay. Yep.
And you're rolling dice to get souls that you turn into like harvest children that you then will sacrifice to get demons.
Yep. That's what it's about.
Oh, I don't know why I keep saying that. Why on earth? Stay. Yeah, so Let's Summon Demons, which came out in 2021.
Yeah, so silly.
It's weird, it's quirky, and I'm there for it.
It's so ridiculous. So if you know Machi Koro, you know kind of like the dice rolling and getting cards in front of you that trigger with certain numbers. You'd want to try to get a nice spread of numbers, but it's like the simplest like game that like Machi Koro or Space Base. It's distilled down to a very simple package. And yeah, it's about like having kids join your cult and then sacrificing them to summon demons.
Yeah, so a little bit dark.
But like the art is really like lighthearted, and it's really like silly, like looking, If you just don't think about what you're actually doing in this game too much, I think it's a lot of fun. And it's one of those that, we kind of... It's a good end of night game, too. If we got like a half an hour, 20 minutes, it doesn't take very long.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you picked this. I never would have... but...
I mean, Grayson knocked it, got it there. I think we were rolling 6s the entire time, and he just...
Oh my gosh. Nonstop. Yeah, so... If you're just looking for something silly that's going to be extremely random, but I think it's good for like it's entertaining and it's good for some laughs. I think, even if you don't do good.
Exactly, it was fun.
Are you gonna pick that game up?
I have been looking for it. There doesn't seem to be any easily accessible games. Like I messaged a couple people on Board Game Geek, but I haven't heard anything back. So
okay.
We'll see. Hopefully.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. If not, I guess I'll just have to play it at Grandcon next year.
But I think it's light enough. It's maybe it's like a light, silly game that you can kind of almost teach to anyone, as long as they're okay with the theme. Like the theme isn't too offensive to them.
Exactly. Which I think Jerome's friends it would be fine with. I think they would
Okay.
really enjoy it, and it would be
Okay.
a game that they would actually be able to really have fun with.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 5, I think this is the one that Missy will disagree with on it being on this list.
Okay.
So this is a game where you have a hand of cards. You turn one into the nighttime mode, and then you're just trying to basically get all of your cards out by, if you play 2 5s, I want to play 2 6s, or even 2 5s, and then knock Missy out from being able to play 5s. But there's also these ruins or additions that you can add to your ruin cards. But you can only add one of each color, and they can make it so that a 2 can become a 9, or you could add a question mark to make it anything, or you could just add a little plus so that you could play 1 6 and it be 2 6s. So I really like it, but Missy thinks it's a little bit fiddly. But it is called Ruins.
Yep. I thought this was really clever. I didn't 100% get the strategy to, to do well, I guess. I was just kind of buying cards, adding numbers to cards. I think there's a way to kind of maximize, the potential anyway.
I think there is, but it also, your cards that you beef up, you can claim one, but then you get that, and then the other person gets less. And you can only do that twice a game. But if it's a really good one, you'll want to. But you're also beefing up cards that everyone will possibly benefit from the next round and might hurt you.
That's true. But if everybody's doing that, like pretty regularly, you're going to get something good, even if it's not something that you created.
Yeah. True. And the knights, you might be able to get ones that like just perfectly match, so you get like 3 9s or something.
Yes.
And then nobody plays 3 cards, so you do 2 9s.
Yes. I mean, but that's like a typical shedding game, right? Where it's hard, like the leader has a lot of power. And if you get that sense that someone else can't play a set or a single or whatever, it ruins their day. But that's kind of the nature of the game.
Yeah. And I will say I did get lucky that first hand, because I had like 4 4s and 4 of another. So I was like, oh, well, I'll play this lower one. The chances of people having 4 cards.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it was pretty clever. I would like to play that again. And the art is like stellar. It's really cool. Especially when you upgrade it and you kind of like add buildings that to the little scenery. It was cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Unfortunately, that picture just shows the symbols on the editions.
Oh, yeah. But
if you
I guess
look on Board Game Geek,
Yeah, you got to play it to get the full effect, I think.
Yeah, it is really good. Okay, so number 4. I don't think this is one you played. I remember playing it with Missy, and I think Grayson was there. And then it was Beer Barrel Game.
Beer City, Clay and Jen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Them.
From Beer City Board Games. Check them out on YouTube.
Exactly. But this is one that I kind of started. There's different things you can do, but they all score you a little bit points here. There's kind of pointsology. But you could gather fish of certain colors, so you could grab black fish, red fish, multicolored fish. Or you could grab some lily pads, and then those scores based on levels, on their groupings, all of that. I started going after lilies hard, and so pretty much about halfway through the game, everyone was just basically trying to stop me from scoring lilies. Because it's a good way of scoring if no one else is stopping you. So I just did that, and so you're making all of these ponds, and I guess it would make help if I say the name of the game. It's called Fountains.
Yeah. Yep.
So those are the fish, some of those lily pads. The gold gets you like some instant points. But you're basically just trying to build up this elaborate fountain that you have to have sources of water, on the upper levels to go down in those fountains. You can't just, otherwise it will, produce some algae and not be able to score because it, doesn't get any water flow. It's just a really fun game where you're just moving around those pawns. You move around to do the action, whether it be grabbing a tile, or if you get the green pawn in the green spot, then you are scoring the lily pads. Versus a white one in the white spot scores the fishes, and the blue one in the blue spot, I think, scores how many pawns you have. Which that one was a very confusing mechanism, the scoring part. But it's really fun. You're just building up this really pretty fountain, and those pieces are thick, foamy pieces.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, wowzers, that's thick.
Yeah, no, I did not play this one. This was on my Gen Con anticipated list, just because I like tile laying games, and this looked like a unique kind of like circular tiles and building a fountain. It looked fun. I'm glad you liked it. I would like to try it sometime.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend it. It was a joy.
Cool. Yeah, I really like the way it looks.
Yes. And so now we just need to get you the game, which it was the play to win, and unfortunately Missy did not win it.
Nope. Nah.
Shucks.
Yeah.
But there's some retail.
I never saw it there. I feel like that was probably checked out constantly.
Probably. New game, play to win, possibly.
Yeah, brand new. Yep.
Yeah. So that one was a lot of fun. And
cool.
Don't let people steal the lily pads.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so my number 3 game is a game that is coming to Kickstarter sometime.
Okay.
We got to play it on Saturday morning after we set up for the garage sale.
Okay.
So it was Missy and I and a couple people that I'm not really sure who they were. But we were playing with the publisher telling us how to play it.
Yeah.
Great way to learn games.
Sure. Yeah.
So you have these pieces, and you start with 2 random ones, and you will move up, and you don't want the same colors touching each other, but you move up, and it will tell you what you can do on that tile. So it might be that character moves up, or it moves up a different character. And then whenever someone gets to an empty space, they'll drop back down to in their column, and then you get to place a tile in that empty space that you can grab from the pool of tiles. But it's Kokeshi?
Kokeshi, yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it, yeah.
But you can see there's like those little meeples that will go up on their own tracks, and then you can also do animals, which goes up on an animal track. And then the further up you go, the more points you get on that. The further up you go on each of your little things, the more points you get on that. And then at certain points, you can get a tile for going up to that level from a different pool of tiles. But once one of those is claimed, it's gone.
Okay, cool.
And you have to reach that level. But the interesting thing is, even after you reach that level, if you claim it, you can claim it. If not, you can try to get on, and then the next level you can claim that bottom level still, if it's still available. So it's not you got to get it or you lose it type of thing.
Okay.
You just have to be able to get to that empty spot and down again.
Cool. It looks really cool. I like the way it looks.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Very, my brain just loves it. Just going up tracks, triggering this. There's the one guy across the way. His second to last turn was just this big massive turn where he's moving this, moving that. Okay, this moves this and does this and does this other, and just whoosh. Wow. Yeah, nice. He just went up all of them, and I'm like, man, that's a cool engine.
Combo crazy.
Yes.
So you said it's going to Kickstarter?
Yeah, I believe he said it was Kickstarter.
Okay,
it's Grand Guild Games.
Yeah, Grand Gamers Guild is, but I believe they're picking it up. Like I think it came out in another country already. That's why they have this published copy. So I think just for a wider release, it must be going to Kickstarter.
Yeah, which I signed up for their sending you emails list.
Okay, cool.
So that way when it does go live, we're going to get that. They're going to do something for Saikatsu, and they're going to do something for Grandcon.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So that's going to
Cool.
be a nice big backing of everything.
Cool. And I think those are all... Well, Garinto, I guess, is their game. But the other two are games that they're picking up, I think.
Maybe. I'm not sure. They just said, oh, we're also going to have Saikatsu. And I was just like, oh, yes. Tell me when I can back. Like, I'm cool. Doing both. But yeah, so this one's going to be added to my collection at some point in time in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
Yes. Okay. So I don't know why it's not letting me move. Okay, so number 2. This is another game you introduced me to.
Okay.
It is about fashion. And you got to know what is fashionable and what is going to be trending. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
So you'll have a hand of cards. You'll lay one down. It has a number, so it will say 6. Someone else plays. Once there's 6 sixes on the board, those all would score, and then all the rest of the cards get discarded. So I was like, oh man, this is called trendy. And there's also a card that takes them out.
Yep.
But like, it can be a game of chicken because there's like double cards, so like someone can get the 3s really easily. So do you really want to invest so heavily in the 7s, especially if the 7 outs hasn't been played yet? So it's kind of interesting, kind of how you want to go about it. And so once we played it, I was like, I really want to get a copy of this. So I started looking, and you said, oh, hey, there is this game called Whale Riders, the card game, that is a basically reprint of this. And I'm like, man, I have the base game. Why didn't I back the card game? Well, turns out I did. And the card game was in my base game box when I got home. So, yes. And I like it, but I actually put a little arrows or a circle and X through because that middle row, like you see those meats, you have the single meat, a middle row of meat, and then a double meat. That middle row is the X's, the one that gets them out.
Yeah.
It wasn't clear to me. Like, it looks fine on those colors, they can see it, but on that pearl, I'm like, I can't see this at all.
Interesting.
So yeah, I liked how clear this with the X's were, so I just did a circle with an X, and it will work.
Okay.
And it has those ports that you can do that add changes to the game.
A little tweak,
tiny bit extra.
So I think this is a Reiner Knizia game, so I think this is kind of what he does best, where it's very, very simple, but like there's a lot of tension going around the table when you're watching other people play cards, and like, come on, we got to make this one, we got to bring this trend, we got to make this trend start happening, and then somebody starts throwing down another card, and like, oh no, I don't know if I want that one to score, but I might want to throw one down just in case other people, will cause that one to that trend to hit. I don't know about that Whale Riders theme. I feel like the fashion trend theme works better, like makes more sense thematically.
So this theme, you're trying to survive the winter, so you're going to the store to buy stuff, but not everyone can agree on what to buy.
Okay.
I don't think the theme really works as well, but it's the copy that I have.
I understand, yeah. Right, because Trendy, I don't think it's only ever been released in Germany and Japan, like the Trendy version.
It's like you had to have like a downloaded rule book to be able to play.
Yes, there was no English rules in, I don't think, either box, if you get the German or the Japanese one.
Versus this one has English rules.
Yeah, that's always handy. But I think there's something about that fashion trend theme that kind of like enhances the game, right? Because if you play into it, like we're fashion designers or fashion moguls or companies trying to make the next trend happen. It's just kind of fun to play cards, with that theme in mind.
Yes, the theme definitely helps, and you get really into it. So it'll be interesting to see how much. Like, I love the gameplay, so I'm going to push for this game to be played more. But it'll be interesting to see how much people buy into the theme.
Sure.
I'll let you know at a future date.
Okay. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yes. So my number one game, you brought a copy, but I did not play your copy first.
Okay.
As soon as I played this copy, I went and I bought it online. Like that was where I could get a copy, so I did it. It's a game where you have cards that you're trying to collect different numbers, and they have different scaling.
Yep.
You know what we're talking about. But those same cards are also what you use to bid on your player order for the next round. And of course, I'm talking about Trinket Trove, coming out this year, or came out this year, I should say.
Yeah, I think it was Gen Con released. I assume it's widely available at this point, or at least it will be soon, probably.
I mean, I got my copy.
So you already got it. Yeah, so it is then. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's just because, like, you're, like, for instance, those bottle caps, you get 1, it's 5 points, 2, it's still 5 points, but if you could get all 5 of them, it's 90 points. So it really escalates. And then the crayon starts off 20, goes to 0, and then goes up to 120 again. So how you want to do it, if you get too many crayons, they score 0, and you don't want that. I might just keep this 1 crayon because I want the 20 points, but put the other 2 out for bidding for getting a better selection the next round.
Right. Sometimes you don't want to bid all your cards for turn order because you want to keep some of those cards.
So you could use the 0, but not back to back.
Yeah, but then you're gonna get last choice, and you might get stuck with something you don't want.
Yeah. And you might bring out, like, the mirror, which is a wild, and everybody wants that, and so they're like, ooh.
So first of all, this game is adorable. Like, the art is absolutely adorable.
Yes,
and and there's so many different, like, types of items to collect that you can kind of try to focus on a few different ones, instead of trying to, like, get them all, because I guess you can't. But yeah, like, there's massive amounts of points possible if you can manage to do that. But if someone else is also trying to go for that, it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, because then they'll be just outbid you and be able to snag it up.
Yeah. I think it was a pretty simple little set collection game that's gorgeous to look at and really clever gameplay. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But that's my top 10. Now we can go into the others.
All right, what else we got?
So, these are games that I had previously played for this first one. Okay. The second one is just games that didn't make it. So these we played 3 games, which I put Horrified on there because I've played the other ones and it's basically the same. It just adds a slight different twist. So Rise of Augustus was new for you, so I'm really curious to hear what you think about it.
Yep. So that was a game that I had been, like, trying to play for years, and just never got it, never found a copy or never saw a copy anywhere. It was fun. Super simple. I think you having played it more kind of wrecked the rest of us, because I was just kind of like, this card looks cool, and then, like, noticed later that the symbols on all those cards were, like, the rare ones. I'm like, oh well, it's going to be really hard to finish all these cards. So it was fun. It's super simple. I had a great time with it. I like it. I would definitely play it again. I know there was a cheap copy there that I didn't buy. Maybe I probably should have.
$10?
I know, in hindsight, I know. My goal was to not. My goal was to not add anything to the collection. That was my goal for this con, to not buy any games. And I bought one small game for $5.
Yeah.
But
maybe next Grandcon there'll be another copy for $10, and you could buy that one.
Knowing my luck, probably not.
Probably not. But now you got to play it, and I could always bring it with me, and or you could get that via Magica, which I don't like that it doesn't have that number for this tiebreaker, so that you just yell bingo, and whoever yells it first is versus.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah. But
this
I don't know. I kind of like this fun. I kind of like this funky old art version, so like the style
Yeah.
of art and all that. So
That's what I'd say. This also has that great artwork.
yes, yep,
Oh,
I like it.
also, this was also our last game played, so I was like trying to rush through the rules because we had like half an hour to play it or something.
Yeah, right before we got kicked out. Yeah.
Yeah, so normally I do try to explain, okay, these are there was a tile for the odds that are in the bag. So the pink and the yellow ones are really hard to get. So
I mean,
you kind of
it
got
was
it
on the
as
card.
subpar.
It was on the card in front of me, but that's fine. It was we were learning how to play it, and I think we all still enjoyed it. So
Yeah. Grayson wanted me to leave my copy.
don't do that.
Yeah, no, it's right there. Yeah, and then Just
Cool.
One we played when we went to lunch that one time. Great
Yep.
pizza and great fun with seeing what all words and seeing how alike we think sometimes.
That was another one where we started out doing kind of well, and then it just kind of fell apart.
It fell
So
apart when
yes,
you said, "Hey, I think we could get a perfect game here."
or no, I know, and then how? Yeah, and then that I know. I was like, I was so confident though, because it was going so well.
Yes, and then you
Um,
spoke.
so yeah, so like bringing games to dinner is kind of a thing that we just like to do, you know. And since we had, five of us, why not? Just one is great with
Yeah.
five. So I have the new version, and I kind of shuffled those new cards in. So essentially, it's an expansion, but I think the words on the new cards are harder. I think they're like they seem like more like obtuse concepts than just like fire truck or whatever. Now they're like, yeah. Now it's weird because I think there's a difference, and that's fine because that works for someone who's played the game a bunch of times to mix those more challenging words in.
I agree.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
Just One. Great.
And then Horrified. I liked it. I liked the dice rolling, but the map I didn't like. It was very hard to see where
Okay.
how things connected. The pathways were
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah, I think we played some of the movement wrong too, a little bit with how the
Yeah.
citizens and the monsters move. But that's okay. I mean, this was my first time ever playing a Horrified game, and I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, the game itself is great. I would
Yeah,
not
yeah.
say like mine's the Greek one, the Greek monsters one. That's my favorite one.
Okay.
That's the one I would recommend. But I also really love ancient Greek mythology theme,
Okay.
so that might be
Okay.
maybe someone who loves D&D. This might be the one for them.
So in our case, yeah, Grayson plays D&D pretty regularly with his friends. So that's why I was thinking this would be the one that he would connect with the most. So
Well, so maybe that would be the one that you could ask him. Did that theme really come out?
I don't know that I would want to play with 5 players ever again.
That
because
was a long game.
that took a little while, but that's okay. I mean, it was still fun. It was still fun to play and fun kind of learning the Horrified system. So
Yes. And then the others. So these
Okay.
are sadly the ones that were 11 plus on my new to playlist.
okay,
So Last Lanterns is a cooperative tile laying where you select which animal basically you want to grab your tile from to put on your section. It is hard.
well,
At the beginning.
it is. Yeah, it is, but it isn't because I think once we got going, it almost seemed a little too easy. Honestly, like we easily won the game.
Yeah, once we started grokking, okay, I know you think you're going to grab that tile, so I shouldn't.
But I think maybe that's how it's designed because it's all wide open at the beginning, right? So there's more potential for like conflicts.
So once you get to a certain point, well, you're probably going to win.
Yeah. I think it was very interesting. I need to play it a little bit more to form a full opinion.
Yeah.
And then there's that
was my feeling,
sealed
too.
there's a sealed envelope full of challenges, and I think maybe that will help. Because I think the base game as it is probably designed as like a family game that's an easier side cooperative game. Especially, I mean, I know you're not supposed to talk, but we still kind of maybe talk
Yeah.
maybe more than we should have. Kind of like,
Maybe.
yeah, but that's okay because it was our first time. So
Yeah, maybe that's why it got too easy there at the end.
maybe, but or maybe I don't know. Again, I think it just needs more plays.
So Smug Owls, I don't think it went over great.
Okay, so yeah, what is this game about?
You're trying to come up with an answer for a odd question, and
Yeah,
then
so
if
like
you're
it
the
generates
last one, sorry,
it generates a riddle. So like it uses cards to like generate a really strange riddle, and then you have to come up with an answer. I think this game needs the right people at the right time, and I don't think we were necessarily in the right like setting. Maybe.
maybe, maybe like a drunken party, maybe I don't know. Well, you don't.
I don't know,
Drink.
or just no, but I think just maybe just everyone kind of needs to be in the right headspace to like not try to like strategically play the game, just kind of go with it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I would just say the first stupid thing I could think of. Like whether or not it made sense, but I know some people were spending too much time trying to think of a funny answer, or some people just couldn't come up with an answer at all.
Yeah,
But
some of them were very. I can't think of anything.
I know, but that's why just maybe the first dumb thing that pops into your mind, just say that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like,
and that's kind of how I was trying to play it.
Yeah.
I think it's clever. I think it's a clever little system. It just needs the right people at the right time.
Yeah. I know it was fun. It has potential. It just wasn't crocking for us.
Sure.
And then this game is killer. I think we played it incorrectly a few times.
Yeah, we played it twice.
Got it right? I don't know.
I think I guess we played it like 2.5 times, and then we had to restart because we were completely playing it wrong.
Yeah, that rule book was very confusing. And then, but it was like you have two cards where an action and a location, and then the alien will come out and possibly hurt you, but not destroy the room right off rip.
Yeah, we messed that all up.
Yeah. It's an interesting idea.
It's a fun, silly little game. I think it needs more people. I said that at the time too. Because then there's more rooms, and I think there's more possibility for like weird conflicts where, where some of the conditions on the cards were like if the alien is in this room or if a person is in this room, like more options for that, more possibility. Yeah. That or sort of thing will trigger.
You could be the lowest one if there's someone with you, so you're never attacked. Right, and then you'd be alone, and the alien would come in, and well.
So I think it's silly. It was fun, but I think it just needs more people to like really bring the experience out.
Yeah, that would be fun to play with the full, however high it goes.
It was high, I think. So it was pretty high, I think.
Okay, so the Wondrous Museum. I really enjoyed the play. Considered buying it. But it's not on my top 10 list. You want to know why?
Why?
When I was trying to make the list, I couldn't remember the game. I had to go to Board Game Geek to look it up. Okay. So I'm like, this must be a forgettable game for me. For whatever reason. Okay, the game was good. It was just forgotten.
Okay, so I think it's a really clever engine builder that you need to really be careful with. Because you and Grayson figured it out really quick how to make it work. Me and Clay and Jen were just kind of like, I'll play this card and see what happens. and then like, oh, this card now works with no other cards in my hand. Like, so I think it will, for me anyway, be valuable with repeated plays to kind of understand how to make that work properly. Because I sure didn't the first time. My points were really, really terrible.
I think Grayson blew us all out the water.
He did, because he created like a weird point engine, like right away. Like got it going super quick. So that did, if you remember, that did have like a mulligan rule at the beginning where you can discard as many cards as you want to redraw.
Yeah.
And I think now that we know kind of how some of the cards interact with each other, that would be a good idea.
Be like, okay, I'll discard this one to try to get something more. Because I think he based his whole strategy around one card that he got at the beginning.
Yeah, and it
And it
worked.
worked out.
Um, so a couple of complaints is the cards are of strange size, like like, and the icons in the text is very small
Yeah, so
on
you
on
kind of
those
will need a
cards.
magnifying glass at some point in time.
Yeah. And but the cool thing is there are different. You mix in different sets of cards every time, and I think there was like 6 different sets, so you can choose kind of different the way that you interact differently based on the set of like artifacts that you choose to mix in. So,
Yeah.
I think there's potential. I need to play it more.
Yes. Yes, I will let you play it more, and then you can let me know. Because,
I plan on.
yeah, I considered buying it, but it's just, if I can't remember the
Oh,
game, then...
okay. All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So maybe some of the other artifacts would make it more memorable, I
Possibly.
guess?
Yes. Possibly. We kind of picked them at random,
Yeah, we didn't know what we
and
were
they weren't.
doing.
Yeah, and one of them was the suggesting starting ones, and one of them was not. So,
Yeah, because we didn't know about it at the beginning.
yeah.
Okay, and then the last game I played was not with you. I was actually alone playing with Jen and
Clay.
Clay. I was going to say, it starts with a C. Um, so she has been trying to win this in the play to win section. Unfortunately, we don't
Yeah, they
think
checked
that
it
all
out a
hers.
couple of times.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not
yeah,
sure if
checked it
they
out a few
actually
times.
worked or not for the checking out. But she did not win it, sadly. But it's a flicking game, basically, where you have your dice and you put them on the edge and you flick them in and you have some special abilities. And I flicked my own dice into the out area a couple times. Flicked one of my dice off the board, the other.
Nice.
Yeah. I got down to one die very quickly, which is not good.
Yeah, I know that's a silly little game that they enjoy playing. Flicking games aren't for everyone, but this is, I think it's pretty light enough that, but I've never played it, so.
Yeah, well, maybe next time.
Maybe.
Okay. And then there was one game that I do not have a picture for because I could not remember the name that you played with your family, and it's a family game that you play every convention.
Okay, yeah, that would have been King Frog. That is our annual like Grandcon tradition. I don't have a picture. We don't own it because we only ever play it there. So.
And I think Grayson won, and he learned a new rule.
I think maybe he just forgot.
Or maybe that's
because it's like the weird racing game but you're racing around in a circle. So if the first person laps the last person, they automatically win. It's a fun little simultaneous card game where you're trying to land on the same color lily pad as your frog. And if you do, you get to keep the card you played, and if you don't, you lose that card, which means it gets harder, to try to, plan your path on future turns. So.
And normally it would be last person standing or the lapping rule.
Correct. Yep. It's fun. I don't know. We play it every year. It's our annual game, and I think Grayson has been crowned the King Frog 2 years in a row now.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I guess that covers it, huh? There's not. Yeah, I don't have anything else. All right, that's every game I played.
Wowzers! I was about to ask if there was any games that you happened to play that I did not.
Okay, so technically, I did play Circus Flocati with Chris High from Capstone Games, just to fill some time, and that was fun.
Oh, well. I've never actually played that one.
Yeah, okay. It's Circus Flocati or Flea Circus. I think maybe some editions are called, but yeah, it's just kind of a set collection game where you're trying to get different sets of fleas, either play them or try to get one of each color, but there's like 10 or 12 colors, so it was hard to do, but it was fun. I liked it. A fun little card game that has been around a while and I had been meaning to try, so I'm glad he taught it to me.
Well, good. Wish I was part of that game too, then.
Oh, where were you? Did you guys go to dinner? Is that what you guys did? Yeah, I think you went to dinner, but I had already eaten previously. That was Friday night, so I was just kind of hanging out and watching other people play games, and he had a few minutes, and I, before he was going to dinner, so yeah, we played that real quick.
Gotcha. Yeah. I remember going to dinner with Missy, Grayson, and her friend Travis.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't really know him either, but yeah, they've been friends for a while.
Yeah, he seemed nice.
Yep.
I remembered his name at least. That's
nice.
positive.
Good.
Okay, but yeah, that Grandcon was definitely a con that is about playing games, not 100%, so much about purchasing.
No, but they do have a good selection of vendors there, selling all kinds of interesting things.
Like hot sauce and fudge.
Heck yeah, you bought the fudge and I bought the hot sauce.
Yeah. And you guys didn't eat all the fudge. I still have fudge left.
I bet. Fudge is not really my thing. So that wasn't going to be me eating those.
No, but Grayson loved it.
Sure. Yeah, so Grandcon was pretty tiring, but that's because I was also working that weekend and, and trying to get as much gaming as possible and saying hi to as many of my people that I only get to see once a year. Our Family Plays Games comes down every year. They have family in the area, so that kind of helps it make a trip, that it's not just driving in for that. And then Dwayne and Alicia from Black Board Gaming, it's always fun seeing them. You got to meet Sen, the designer of Mind Management. He was teaching his games all con.
Yeah, I wish I brought it with me so that he could sign it.
Yeah. I'm glad he made it because there was some questions of whether or not he was going to. So, and I got to meet Arwen from Cardboard Time. I've been listening to her podcast for a few years now, so it was cool that she came up. Yeah, but it's just nice seeing people, and there's all kinds of local people that I know and see there every year. It's fun. I have a good time saying hi to people.
Good times, good food, good games.
Yeah, and good people. So.
Yes. Well, cool. Thank you again for letting me stay with your family. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. No problem at all.
I appreciate you guys letting me be the fifth wheel sometimes.
That's okay. I mean, there's enough going on. There's enough 5-player games where you split off a couple of times, and that's good. So it worked out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and people can find you over at the Evan Diesel channel.
Yep,
there'll
on
be
YouTube.
A link in the comments or in the description.
It was a pleasure talking about these games.
Exactly. And thank you guys very much for watching. And until next time, just remember to have fun, be present, and be you.
Bye.
Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you find value in our content, please like, comment, or subscribe. Let a friend or family member know that we exist. Help us spread our channel and bring remote gaming to a table near you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.